It's day 10, and today I have sidekick Grayson, who is going to show you their brand new 2020 dumpster fire 2020 cookies for this Christmas season.
I am. So these are a cranberry orange coconut macaroon. Every year I make a new Christmas cookie recipe. It changes every year. I don't remember what last year's was.
We've done a lot of ginger cookies with a variety of flavors.
Yeah.
So ginger, I know the year we remember the most is the ginger orange
ginger.
It's
molasses.
Delicious molasses orange ginger. Yeah.
This year, I have completely deviated from every cookie rule I set myself, and I have a theory about cookie making that I tend to follow, and this breaks all the rules. And they look like little dumpster fires, just like 2020.
Both raw in the bowl and cooked, in fact.
Yes.
And if you want to see that, here we have this is batch number 2. So our first batch, we have little. You brown them on purpose because it makes them crispy, and they look like little piles of garbage, but they taste oh so delicious.
They came out pretty good this year. So you need 5.5 cups of sweetened coconut, shredded, and that's what you start off with. First, though, I am going to finish chopping my dried cranberries. You need a cup of those. I don't know if that was your phone.
No, it's fine. Ignore it.
I'm going to finish chopping my cranberries. I started this process. It is not my favorite thing to do.
Between grating the orange and chopping the cranberries, those are the two worst labor-intensive parts of the cookie.
Kind of hurt my hands. Okay.
Was that enough?
That's enough, yeah.
So about
fairly large chunks. I would say they're about quartered.
Okay.
Um,
I can chop while you do other stuff and talk if you want more chopping.
There's
enough.
There's a couple that are still like whole.
I'm just gonna eat the cookie then.
You're just gonna eat the cookie. Okay, go for it.
You do. I think you chop these because you want to make sure that the cranberries are well distributed in each cookie.
They need to be small enough that you're getting some in each one, and they're fairly small cookies. There's only about 2 tablespoons of mixture in each mound. I don't have a better word for them. So there's that.
That's a nice mound of garbage.
That is a nice mound of garbage. So about a cup of those.
We have spare.
We do have spare. I measured a cup of whole cranberries, so it should
just
be.
make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It's about exact. There we go. That into the bowl with the shredded coconut. And that can go out of the picture. Then we need the zest of 2 oranges. I've already zested one, just for the sake of time. So I'm
And we haven't quite worked out what to do with these leftover oranges, so if anybody has any ideas on what to do with zested oranges, besides eating the oranges out of the middle.
I think we should slice them and put them in a pot of water with some cinnamon and oil.
Which would make the house smell nice, but it doesn't necessarily make the best use of the orange. So
no.
If anybody has any ideas, I did debate, because the last batch, they've hardened up again. I'm wondering if we couldn't put cloves in them and do that, which is the same thing as just for free. But
these are very thin-skinned oranges.
They are, but super tasty.
These are just navel oranges. I normally use Cara, but these are what Costco had.
Didn't we buy the Cara in the end? I think we bought them. Yep.
Oh, maybe we did. They're just thin-skinned Cara.
Double check. Yeah, these are Cara.
Oh, alrighty then.
We bought Cara.
Cool.
What's the difference between a Cara and a regular navel?
I don't know enough about oranges to say.
Oh, I thought you said they were like flavorful or something. More flavorful.
I prefer Cara.
Gotcha.
I remember being surprised once when I cut into a caracara, but I don't remember what.
Yeah, we haven't cut in, but because it's supposedly pink flesh.
I remember cutting into an orange once and it being red and being surprised, but it wasn't a blood orange. I'll cut into this one when I'm done.
Oh, I was going to say I've got this one here.
There's a knife.
Yeah. I'm off camera, but I'll cut into it and see what we have.
Are they surprisingly red?
I'm going to get a new knife out just because that one's there. Mucked up. Oh my God.
There we go. That is right.
Yeah, they look like a pink grapefruit.
Yeah.
But they're an orange.
They're delicious.
Crazy.
I like them because they're stronger. I think. I could be making that up.
They smell yummy.
They smell
especially
stronger.
when you're trying to, it looks so much like a grapefruit. It's hard to smell them and smell orange when you have this predisposition that you're going to get a grapefruit.
So zest of 2 oranges, grated.
Here's that if you want.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you could like scrape it with that. But it worked. Okay, let me put your dishes away and I'll help you keep tidy.
Thank you. 2/3 of a cup of flour. I haven't tried this with any gluten-free or wheat-free flours, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work. I will test it out. I have a couple of gluten-free, wheat-free friends.
And most of us in this house are wheat-free most of the year.
I'll give it a try with almond flour and other gluten-free flours and see how that works out and get back to you. Half a teaspoon of salt.
But given that there's so little in here, I think that this is a likely candidate.
Yeah,
for
it's not
free.
It's not there for any structural integrity. I think it's just there to absorb some moisture. So we're mixing that up until the orange is nice and fragrant. I didn't grate these over the bowl like I said to. Last time I zested the oranges over the bowl so all of the oils went in and I just broke my own recipe. So do whatever you want.
We'll let you know if this batch isn't quite as orangey, because that might be super important, and then again it might not.
I just make you eat a mess.
Nah, not like that. This is for distribution of those cranberries and the orange, because you need them to be well distributed.
Okay. And then 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. We had some trouble with our sweetened condensed milk.
Yes, we did.
Our can opener didn't work to open our sweetened condensed milk, so this is an amalgam of 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk.
2 partial cans.
2 partial cans.
Because it took 2 partial cans to make the first batch.
So this is about 14 ounces.
It is. We could have waited, I suppose.
We could have waited of sweetened condensed milk.
It is. If not a little more then. But roughly 1 can.
Roughly 1 can of sweetened condensed milk.
This stuff's hard to get out of the can even in the best of times.
Okay.
I'll put my thing. The salt.
And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now, I'm gonna go wash my hands because the first time we made these, we broke a spatula.
We did. We snapped it right in half.
This mixture is far too viscous for stirring with any kind of implement. So I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna scrape the extra sweetened condensed milk off the spatula and I'm gonna incorporate it with my hands.
You want me to gently stir while you're doing that?
No, I do not.
Oh, because it's the...
That spatula cannot be replaced.
This is a favorite spatula in this house. And I didn't realize it was such a favorite in the family. But both my husband and Grayson, when we discussed the fact that we had broken the spatula yesterday, said, "No, not the blue one." I don't have such affiliation with my cooking implements, but I don't really like to cook that much, so...
Those spatulas are far beyond their safe use age.
Yeah,
They have started to discolor. We have melted the handles. We should not be using those anymore by any means.
Oh, hey, it has a brand.
Yeah, it has a brand. I've looked it up. Nobody makes them anymore.
It's
Oneida still exists.
It's Oneida.
Yep, it still exists.
Okay.
I have tested all of the Oneida spatulas I can find, and none of them have the same texture or the same shape. I can't find it on eBay or Etsy.
YouTube channel, people. If you can locate an Oneida spatula, it's a pretty firm but not stiff.
It's just right.
It's sort of firm.
It's
Spatula.
the Goldilocks of spatulas.
And I don't think it's heat right, isn't it? It's not heat sensitive, or is it?
I have no idea.
We don't put this in heat anymore. We only use this for scraping bowls.
Oh no, I use mine for eggs.
Oh, you do? So you use it in the... So then it must be heat resistant.
Well, the handle isn't.
No.
There are gouges in mine.
No, the
from
handle
side
is
of
not,
pans.
but we don't know if the top is heat resistant or not.
Okay. This is a sticky process and rather unpleasant.
So the cleanup after this operation went all the way up Grayson's elbows.
Yeah.
So you're in this up to here, unless you're a very skilled mixer with the hands.
I'm not.
I put the oven on to 350 degrees to bake.
Yes, that's the right temperature.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did
I had
that.
to double check.
Yeah.
We're using a 2-tablespoon disher for this.
Love these for cookies.
Love these for cookies.
It makes them nice and uniform.
This is the right size for 10 to 15 minute cooking time. In our oven at least, we cook for 13 minutes and that is exactly the right amount of time. Your mileage may vary.
You're right about it. One of the things we learned was that that it works to scoop and scrape up the side of the bowl, and that way you get a nice flat bottom.
And crispy, crunchy bits
And
at the edges.
this happens. So see how it almost looks like the fire has been put out and we've got a burnt edge? That scraping process ensures that those little layered exterior bits to get crunchy happen.
Taking care to get a cranberry in each one. Because they're small enough that it's easy to miss them.
But not super hard, I didn't think.
No, it's not difficult as long as you pay attention.
Yeah. I ended up being scooper for the last bit. I
Part of it.
I did a few scooping sessions.
This is a massive recipe. If you couldn't tell by the fact that you're using 5.5 cups of coconut, you get, I think we got 5.5 trays last time around.
Yeah. But because it's 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, there's really no point. It's kind of like the recipes where you use
You
one
don't
egg.
have a choice.
You can't really can't cut this 1.5 easily unless you have another reason to use half a can of sweetened condensed milk. Oh, squish 'em. Oh, it's so sticky.
It's very sticky. Just
There. I'll wash my fingers off. Again.
there we go. That's good.
There. You'll notice today we've festived up a little bit. I've put on the Christmas cardi. We've got Christmas towels, and we have the
I've donned my Christmas pudding sweater
Christmas
for the year.
pudding. Yeah, it's Christmas pudding season time.
Now I
finally.
don't take it off until January.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the oven. Well, we have to wait a few
No, we
minutes
have
for it
to
to
wait.
warm up. We have 4 minutes until our stove. That is a benefit to this oven. I don't think I've ever had one that tells you how many minutes till launch.
It's lying to you.
All right, the oven, after that long wait, is ready.
You're going in.
You want me to set the dial?
Set the timer for 13 minutes.
13 minutes. 13 minutes.
tray first, it lets the bottoms crisp up a little bit more and it stops them from falling apart when you try to transfer them with your spatula. Don't try to pick them up with your fingers. It's not going to go well. Transfer them to a cooling rack. They're fairly fragile at this stage.
You're way braver than me, though. I never try to move 3 at a time.
Well, I have done 5 trays of them. Let them cool the rest of the way, and then you can put them in their tins for gifting or consuming.